Howdy, howdy, everybody. Happy Tuesday, y'all. Welcome back to SellerAmp Seller Hour. As a reminder, every Monday, 5 p.m. Eastern, Tuesday, Thursday, 4 p.m. Eastern, always live, going live to answer your Amazon seller questions. So good to see everybody. Let me know who we got in chat today. Going live for probably 30 minutes or so to answer your questions, kind of talk shop, talk about selling on Amazon, especially right now. We're kind of in the best like 10-day stretch of selling on Amazon. So I'm partially curious. Let me know how sales are going for you guys. If you're actively selling on Amazon already, and if you're not, now's a good time to kind of get more serious. You can still kind of find some last minute items, and then be able to scale things in 2026. But yeah, happy Tuesday, y'all. What's up, Wilson? How you doing, man? Absolutely. And yeah, so as you're hopping on in here, let me know what questions you have about selling on Amazon. A couple just like important bits of information. If you want to take advantage of these like last minute opportunities, pickup arbitrage is a really good way to do it. We were kind of talking about it on stream yesterday, but finding items where we can buy things and pick them up in store, where they're like a lot more expensive on Amazon right now. It's a lot of kind of differences in the places like Walmart and Amazon and all that kind of stuff that we can make difference or make profit off the difference, obviously. And then number two, make sure you're making as much profit as possible off your items right now. So we still have like a week of really solid demand left. So if you're down to your last couple units on some of your best stuff, like start raising your prices and make sure that you're selling out as profitably as possible. And yeah, curious how everybody's store is going so far. I think we're at about 60 grand in the last 7 days, which I'm definitely very happy with. And this Saturday will most likely be a pretty rare opportunity for like a random day that's not Black Friday to be one of the best days of the year, just because it's like a weirdly conveniently timed Saturday before the holidays and stuff like that, basically. So a lot of people are projecting some of the highest sales of any day before Christmas in the last couple of years being this Saturday. So I'm excited to see how Saturday goes. And yeah, let me know who's in chat today. What's up, Kieran? Good to see you. Absolutely sent in your first shipment today, Wilson. I love that, man. Congrats. That'll be you'll start seeing some sales there in the next couple weeks or so there. That's awesome, man. Let's see. Is getting into Amazon still viable, or is it too saturated? I mean, people were saying it was saturated when I started on Amazon in 2018, and people were saying that it was saturated back then. What is saturated when it comes to selling on Amazon is doing the same thing that people were doing, 10 years ago, selling garlic presses and all kinds of stuff like that. But what I do, buying and selling name brand stuff that's, properly in demand and all that good stuff. I don't see that opportunity going away, at least for quite a while. So for any of you guys who are like brand new to selling on Amazon and that kind of thing, all I do is buy and sell name brand products. So just kind of reselling products at scale. And that way it is super scalable. Give me just a second. Sweet. That should make the TikTok stream a little bit better there. What's up, K Essentials? What's up, Amanda? Appreciate you. Hope you're doing good too, Amanda. Yeah, been working hard at it. Let's see. Do you use AI tools to find products now? So as far as like AI isn't there in terms of press a button and it sources profitable products for you. But there are tools like the Boxem AI. So things like that are trained to help you get to profitable products faster and kind of source products with you, kind of be a second opinion for your Amazon business. As far as like AI for Amazon selling goes, it's a lot of just the Boxem AI, a little bit of like Gemini, ChatGPT, that kind of thing. There's like occasional small things here and there, like small tools that can help, but there's too much nuance to sourcing product for AI to be there right now. And I would say we have at least a few years. If it would be pretty tricky. What's up, man? You're one of the first people you learned on Amazon from 2 to 3 years ago. What's up? Let me know how are sales going for you then? You said you've been in the game for 2 or 3 years ago. I like it. Yeah, for sure, Amanda. I know they've been putting in a bunch of work too. For sure. Have you been getting IP complaints? I have had, every Amazon seller is going to have IP complaints. Basically, just when a brand doesn't want you selling that product, And that can change, right? So you might be selling a brand and then they start selling that on Amazon themselves, and it's well within their right to start removing resellers. But as long as you're buying from legitimate sources, account health issues aren't really a big issue. I know it's a big misconception. A lot of people think you have to buy like directly from the brand or creating your own products to have any success on account health issues. But I've been doing this for 7 years and I've had to submit documents 20 to 30 times for various things. Some things a lot less serious, some things more serious. And obviously still have the account going. For sure. Is there any risk to giving a VA permission to manage orders or add products in your inventory? Not necessarily. I wouldn't give a VA access to your account unless they've been working for you for like a little bit, because it's not super necessary unless they're like an admin virtual assistant. But yeah, as long as you've gone through the hiring process, you can trust somebody, then yeah, just like you're saying, limit their access to only what they actually need to see. Let's see. Amazon won't take it even with proof. So do you have an IP complaint or something, man? So if that's the case, you'll just take your invoice and your tracking proof and just show everything about you buying that inventory legitimately, basically. Also, at the end of the day, if you have an IP complaint that just won't go away for some reason, you can still, like, one IP complaint is not going to get your account banned. So it's good to make sure you're doing as much as possible to not run into that. And that way, even if you do have one of those pesky account health complaints, then it's not like a big deal. You can just kind of eat it and it'll go away after 6 months. Let's see, what's an average Amazon ROI? About 35 to 40% ROI is pretty typical for reselling businesses like the one I do. Yeah. Let's see, how much does a brokey like you need to have to start? No, I get it, man. I was when I started selling on Amazon with like the money I made in high school. I had like $1,500, and that's what I started with. I would say you need at least like $1,000 to start Amazon. If you have less, then hit Uber Eats for a month or so, or start reselling stuff from yard sales and do whatever you got to do to build up a little bit of cash, and then you can start scaling things. See, when can you switch back to Amazon FBA? Mid-January. That's pretty safe. Yeah, mid-January would be like pretty like the route where you're taking full advantage of Q4. But I also don't hate if you have like grocery or supplements and things like that right now, where you're not really seeing much of a price increase from the holidays. Like there's a lot of value in just shipping those off to Amazon right now and getting those out of the way, so you're not tripping over stuff that's not going to sell right now during the holiday rush, basically. Let's see. How do you find products or a niche that would be profitable? Yeah, obviously nothing else matters if you don't know how to source products, right? So the bare basics of how it works is to go to any product that other resellers are already having success with. So an easy starting point for that is any retail store brand, right? So Great Value or Target's Up and Up, or even Kirkland products. Those people are shopping from Walmart or Target, or all these different random websites, right? You load up that product on SellerAmp, is the software you use to source, and then just compare that to what products are on sale on the internet today. It's called reverse sourcing. It's like if you want the technical term for it, that's like the best way to kind of figure out what to start selling. Yeah, and then for all of you guys who are a lot of good beginner questions and that kind of stuff today. So for a lot of you guys who, if you're just trying to learn the basics, we're actually doing a live free class tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern. So I'll be hopping on Zoom with you guys for free. I'll be sourcing products together, answering all your questions, getting ungated, everything you need to know to hit that first like $10,000 in sales or so. And we'll be breaking all that down live on the free Zoom call tomorrow for Amazon sellers. And that's up in my bio if you're on Instagram or TikTok. If you're on Facebook or YouTube, that's going to be down below. Absolutely. Sweet. So yeah, let me know what other questions you guys got. And then yeah, like I was saying, if you want to kind of see everything in full detail, we got the free class going on tomorrow night on Zoom. Let's see, you have an LLC, but you're living in Australia. How can you start? So you'll just need a prep center. So anybody watching, if you're not in the US, but you want to sell on Amazon, you can ship everything to a prep center. It's like a third-party company that'll receive and ship everything out for you. See, can you get ungated by only shopping online? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's how I get ungated and everything. So if I want to get approved to sell, I don't know, Stanley Cups, for example, I'll just buy Stanley Cups from their website, submit that invoice to Amazon, and that proves to Amazon that we buy, obviously, like legitimate inventory. If they're selling it on their own branded website, it's legit inventory. So we submit that as our invoice. Appreciate you, Kevin. Appreciate you, man. Put that towards a coffee or something later. Appreciate you, man. Let's see. I don't do any like one-on-one coaching or anything like that. I do the occasional call. But yeah, you can learn a ton for free on the YouTube channel if you just dive into a lot of the videos. And then we do have some paid help if you're interested in that as well. You can check that out down below, Kevin. Let's see. You saw some at Marshall's for cheap, like stuff to resell, I assume. Yeah, there's the Marshalls and Marshalls, Ross, TJ Maxx, all those stores. Those are a good place to like get your feet wet, basically, because obviously they're like clearance and discounted items. So I'll just walk around there with SellerAmp, scan the barcode, see what things sell for. I would say like if you just want to make $1,000 a month, the easiest way to do that is just go into retail stores, scanning things with SellerAmp and repeating, once a week or so. You can easily do an extra $1,000 a month in profit just going retail shopping for a few hours a week. Because I mean, when you break it down, typical ROI is about 30 to 40%, right? That means if you want to make $1,000 in profit, you need to spend probably $3,500 on inventory every month. And that's really not super hard to do if you're just driving around to stores, like scanning clearance, that kind of thing, over the course of the entire month. Obviously, I know a lot of us have bigger goals than that. I know I definitely do. So that's where buying and selling stuff online comes into play. It's a little bit more scalable that way. Let's see, what's up, Jacob? Said, what product criteria makes you decide to FBM or FBA? So not all products can be sold via FBM. You need to see that the buy box is actually friendly to being sold by FBM sellers. So it kind of depends on the listing. So if the listing has a bunch of FBM sellers that are making sales, you'll be able to see if they're making sales on the SellerAmp pie chart. So on SellerAmp, you'll see a little pie chart. It'll show you what percent of sales are going to different sellers. And you can also see what percent of sales are going to FBM versus those FBA sellers. Let's see. How do you read the chart? I assume you're talking about like Keepa or SellerAmp. In that case, I would just dive into some free content on that, Kevin. So just look up on my channel like Keepa tutorial or SellerAmp tutorial, whichever one you're trying to figure out there. For sure. Let's see. Product recommendations for wholesale. So I don't really do very much wholesale. I just buy and sell from big websites at scale, but there's no real reason to focus on one type of product when you're a reseller, right? There's going to be days where some of the best buying opportunities are in clothing, right? And then there's going to be other days where some of the best buying opportunities is like grocery and beauty products and stuff like that, right? So I'm not necessarily focused on one particular niche. I'm just going where the profit is. If you have like any kind of personal interest in a specific category, that can be a good place to start. Otherwise, just kind of get it going, buying stuff from websites. See what sites you're using now. So I mean, last couple of days we've been buying some stuff from like Finish Line and Walgreens, VitaCost, iHerb, tons of just like big websites like that. There's actually there's a free course up in my bio or down below on up above, depending on what platform you're on. And in the free course, I actually have a list of 100 websites that I've sourced about $4 or $5 million worth of stuff from. Because there's no real like value in like hiding what websites you buy from, because I just buy from the biggest websites. The way you're able to like scale it and make money off of that is learning which of those, like when those sales run their best prices and their best coupons and that kind of thing, knowing when that price is really good and knowing when to double down on those, right? So it's really just a game of learning. Say, all right, I know that Walgreens, the best sale they run is a 25% off coupon stacked with some other like, supplement sales and that kind of stuff, right? So all I'm doing is waiting until that specific condition or sale is back, and then I just go restock everything I've sourced there before. And same goes for like actually sourcing on the site there. Let's see. SellerAmp's about $20 a month, but that's how you'll source all your products. So pretty much has a extremely high ROI for you there. So SellerAmp for sourcing products, and then Boxem. There's like an AI assistant on Boxem. It's how you send shipments, list products, track your profit, as well as automate your feedback. So like all the back end tasks will be Boxem, and then your sourcing is on SellerAmp. Let's see. Hard part is getting ungated. Yeah, so it's not as crazy as some people like think it is. It took me like a year to figure out how to get ungated because it does feel complicated when you're new. But literally, like, let's say you want to sell, Stanley cups. I was using as an example. As long as you go to the Stanley website or go to like Target, who's obviously a legit retailer of that brand, you can just submit that that online invoice to Amazon on that. Let's see, do you have a setting video for FBA or FBM? Yeah, Jacob. So you can look up like the I have an FBM guide on YouTube, and then there's also a separate FBA guide as well. Let's see, appreciate you, Luke. Appreciate you. Let's see. You can't buy stuff from Temu and sell it on Amazon. No, because those products are going to be like unbranded, basically. The stuff you want to be selling on Amazon is like the name brand vitamins, name brand clothes, makeup, that kind of thing. And if you're buying it from Temu, it's like it's pretty much fake. So you'd be pretending that it's like a brand. It's not. There is the whole different, more popular way of selling on Amazon. The way that everyone like usually talks about is like buying things from Temu or AliExpress or Alibaba and branding them as your own and kind of creating your own brand out of it. Which is like private label, which is another way to do it, but it's a lot more moving parts and way more expensive to start. Let's see. Somebody said you can't sell branded stuff on Amazon. I mean, I don't know what to say. I've been doing it for 7 years. There's if you want a stat, about 20% of all e-commerce in general is third-party sellers, and a lot of those third-party sellers are resellers. So, I mean, you can say at least 10% of all e-commerce is people like you and I selling name brand stuff on Amazon. Because, yeah. Let's see. What tools do you use for online sourcing? SellerAmp and Keepa. And then you can also use the Boxem AI to kind of help you, like, you can ask it how to create extra discounts and just like a lot of nuance when it comes to selling on Amazon. Let's see. Listed and shipped your first product. It's been in inventory for a few days. Or any way to speed up sales? Yeah, if it was FBA, it might still be an FC transfer, like shifting around basically. Yeah, so check the inventory on your inventory page. It'll show you how much you have in stock, and it'll show you like an FC transfer, or if it's fully in stock, then you probably just need to make sure your price is like even with that. Now that software is really bad. Soper, all you need is SellerAmp and Keepa. There are tools that claim to be like automated sourcing, but the problem with things like that is they're always going to miss the best products. They're not going to find the more profitable multi-packs. They're not going to find the items where like the UPC might be a little like mismatched or the packaging got updated, things like that. So that's why reverse sourcing and manual sourcing is always going to be more profitable than junk software like that. So let's see, what's your go-to thermal? Just like a Rolo, or I would get a Rolo. I wouldn't I wouldn't spend too much effort figuring out like which brand of stuff to buy. As long as people are as long as people like review things nice and highly. Let's see, how quick did you make money after approval? So I started making money, like actually like making profit after 30 to 40 days, just because there's very little overhead expenses. Most of the expenses are just like the $100 a month or so that you need for the software. Yeah. Yeah. So let's see. If it's so easy, why aren't there more Amazon seller millionaires? So there's a lot. There's if you want the stats, there's about 100,000 people that sell over $1 million a year on Amazon, which is it's a pretty cool number. So that's if that's not a lot to you, then cool. Sweet. Let me know what other questions you guys got here. Let's see. Do you still source your own products? Do you have someone doing it for you? Yeah. So I've built a team of like virtual assistants that do all the sourcing. I work with a prep center to do all the shipping, and then I also have an assistant who buys all the inventory. So at this point, I've been doing this for 6 or 7 years. So I've trained people how to source all my inventory, ship all my inventory, buy all my inventory, manage it all, and I'm just kind of making sure things run smoothly and everyone's doing their job and that kind of thing at this point. Obviously, it didn't start like that, but that's like the goal for building a business, basically, is being a legitimate business. Let's see. How do you decide your share on a product per month? Do you only compete with the lowest FBA offer? Keep a offers tab is really helpful for that, Swen. You can see like exactly how many sales people are making over time. That and just looking at the estimated sales on SellerAmp, and then just kind of roughly guessing how many competitors there are based on how many different people have made a sale in the last like week or so. For sure. Let's see. Have you seen prices go up for Christmas? Yes, absolutely. Yeah, the December 10th to through December 20th is usually the most profitable stretch of the year. So, um, yeah, yesterday was it'll be probably after returns and stuff. It'll be about four to 5 grand in profit from yesterday. Um, so yeah, definitely excited about being Santa Claus this year, and making a lot of profit while being Santa Claus, for sure. $10 wall art. Hey, my dad painted that, and my sister painted that. If you want to hate on showing off the stuff my family makes, then you got a weird attitude, my friend. For sure. Let's see. How are sales in the first quarter of the year? The first week or two of January is really good because it's like you can kind of think of it as like gift card season. So that's when people are like spending the Amazon gift cards they got for Christmas, or they're buying the Christmas gifts that somebody they put on their list and no one bought it for them, that kind of thing. Usually like March or so will be like the slowest month of the year from what I've seen. The other thing is, like, if you played the game correctly and sold a bunch of your stuff during December, usually January is not going to be great just because you're sold out. Like, there's still a lot of demand in January, but ideally you sold out during December when prices were as high as possible. That's kind of my goal for this year. I want to make sure December is awesome, and if I have a bad January, I'm going to take that as I did my job correctly and I sold as much as I could during December, for sure. See, trying to find some auto ungated products. Yeah, look at like Danner or Athletic Works or any retail store brand, and then load up the storefront view on SellerAmp, and you just start going down the list. So yeah, just see, in essence, like if someone's selling a retail store brand, a lot of the brands in their store are probably also going to be auto ungated, or at least like easy to ungate, because those are kind of like the most beginner friendly places to start. How much money do you recommend to start? At least like $1,000. If you have less, then go do some gig work, or working a couple extra hours at the real job, that kind of thing. For sure. Yeah, and a bunch of you guys are asking good questions and stuff today. So if you guys want to see like all of this in full detail, showing how to source, like jumping into the computer, sourcing products together. I'm actually jumping on a Zoom call live with you guys tomorrow. That's completely free. You can go up here in my bio, or if you're on YouTube, it's down below. We're doing a free class tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern. So we're breaking down, how to source products the best way, and how to get ungated, and kind of how to scale into the future. Pretty much everything you need to know to get started on Amazon. So I know a lot of you guys have been asking for help and that kind of thing. So if you are interested, definitely show up to the Zoom call tomorrow. It's completely free. And I'll be showing you a ton of the, kind of the fundamentals, and then also breaking down some sourcing methods that are not on YouTube anywhere. So I'll be showing you guys some awesome sauce for everybody who can show up live. For sure. Let's see, thoughts on Lego investing. Yeah, I'm a fan of like of all that kind of stuff. I have more money in like Pokemon cards and stuff like that at this point. But yeah, no reason not to the things like that, like appreciate over time, and it's just like a fun alternative investment. I wouldn't put your life savings in Legos and Pokemon cards, but it's just kind of a fun way to maybe make some money along the way. Where's the Zoom link? Yeah, so the free class link is in my bio if you guys are on TikTok. Yeah, like I said, tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern, we'll be jumping on that free Zoom call. I'll be sourcing products with you, all that kind of stuff. Absolutely. Let's see. What's up, Carlo? What's up, Coda? See, Coda said you did 70K for the week. That's what's up, man. Yeah. So my friend Coda here on Instagram, he's I actually made an awesome YouTube video with him recently. I think a lot of you guys were checking that one out. That one did pretty well, but yeah, he's at 70K, and all he does is just like go to retail stores, and doesn't even like buy stuff online, which is pretty crazy. Let's see, what's a good first item to start selling? Any suggestions? I'm not like a big fan of like focusing on one particular type of thing, just because what might be profitable to source today is probably not going to be profitable tomorrow, right? The types of things that are on sale are going to rotate. So if you need to figure out like your first item to source, just pull up a retail store brand item on Amazon. So like a Kirkland or a Great Value, and see what those people are selling, and then just start zeroing in on things that are on sale today. Especially if there's like a brand that they have a lot of, and you see that brand's having a coupon on their website, all you got to do is compare back and forth to a list of products that person already sourced to the list of things on Google that are on sale today, basically. Let's see. Got your first ungating attempt denied. Had the tracking proof of photo. Yeah, just keep submitting that information, Michael. You'll be good. For sure. Yeah, what's up? What's up, Carlos? Let's see. Do you have a guide or Discord you could join? Yeah, so there's a free course up above, and then we're also doing the free class on Zoom tomorrow night. So yeah, check out the all the free resources we have for you up in my bio. Do you only sell on Amazon? No, um I sell on Walmart as well, and also testing like other marketplaces. We started to test like selling on Temu. We sell stuff on like eBay or Mercari. That's more like our used like damaged products that we'll sell there, for sure. What's up, Dice? See, something you wish you knew when you started. There's no answer to anything. It's all just about starting and not stopping for a month. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it, right? It's just like being consistent. If there was like a hidden cheat code, I would be I'd be happy to give it away, and at least to some people, right? But there's not really a hidden cheat code. It's just spending time in the game, building consistency, getting used to like what products you like to source, building consistency, and restocking those products, that kind of thing. Yeah, Dice, how much? What are your sales at last 30 days, man? I know you've been in that for a while. I know you're crushing it. See, always scared of getting shut down, even being very careful. What's the best way to stay safe? Yeah, just make sure you're buying stuff from legit suppliers. So you're not buying from random sketchy wholesalers. You're not buying from people that DM'd you on Instagram wanting to sell you stuff. You're only buying from legitimate retailers and legitimate wholesalers. And that way, if Amazon ever asks you for your documents, it'll be easy. You'll be able to say, "Hey, I bought all this stuff from Target. Here's my info." Or, "Hey, I bought all this stuff from direct referral from Procter and Gamble. This is my connection in my state. Here's where I bought it from," and you'll be good. For sure. You doing OA about 99% all net arbitrage. For sure. You have a Walmart seller account. You lost your email. You need to talk to Walmart about that, man. I'm not I'm not Walmart seller support. But yeah, it's definitely a good idea to get that like backup marketplace going. For those of you guys that are interested in selling on Walmart as well, make sure you get WAMP, WAMP. It's the free tool. While WAMP's in beta, it's completely free. And that's how you like figure out how fast things sell on Walmart. You see like historical data from Walmart, some of the most accurate Walmart data as well, some of the oldest. So yeah, you can use all that for free if you're interested in all like selling other stuff on Walmart. Make sure you have a WAMP. Let's see how often you get stuck with unsold inventory. Yeah, so that's like the point of reselling. Is we know like we can look at SellerAmp and we can know within a reasonable degree exactly how fast everything's going to sell. So not selling things is honestly not super common. The only times that tends to happen is if there's like new brand restrictions or something with the brand you're selling. But the whole point of reselling things and not taking the risk of like making your own brand is it's a lot less capital to risk, right? Like obviously everything you buy is not going to stay profitable every single time. If it does, then you need to spend a ton of money on inventory and you're a genius. Because yeah, like I said, not everything's going to make profit. But pretty much everything's going to sell. That's kind of the point of reselling. Do you have a master's degree? Absolutely not. I got out of college as soon as humanly possible. For sure. See, your account got banned from a fake bad review. I mean, you can appeal that then, Jason. Just need to get on the phone with Amazon. Let's see. How can you make sure to maintain your inventory of products being shipped from China? I don't ship anything from China. That's like doing private label. So people who buy things from China are creating a brand. They're buying ads. They're making packaging. They're usually selling it on more marketplaces than just Amazon. All I do is I focus on buying things that already sell really well on Amazon that I can get cheaply from wholesalers or websites, for sure. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, you need to be selling like name brand stuff, Tamer. That's not really like blanks aren't really super interesting for Amazon sellers, for sure. Yeah, just get them on the phone, Jason. If you're just like only emailing, you might have a harder time. Let's see. Whoops, I just invited one of you to join the live, so sorry about that. Can you hop off? I pressed a button that got you on the live somehow. What's up? Have a good day. I don't know how to see. I don't. Are you able to hop off the live? I clicked your invite button there. I'm a boomer with TikTok sometimes. That's funny. Let's see, a couple of you guys on YouTube as well. How do you know when to FBM or FBA? If the buy box is rotating for FBM. Let's see. There we go. Appreciate you. Have a good day, whoever that was. Let's see. How quickly did you go from a home office to warehouse space? So I never got a warehouse. You don't really need a one. You can just you can get a prep center. It's just like a third party company. You can pay like per unit to do all the prepping and receiving and all that kind of stuff for you. From talking to a lot of people who did go the warehouse route, they almost always regret it because it's barely any cheaper to run your own warehouse. Like most of the time, people will break it down to like 50 to 60 cents a unit to prep stuff and manage a warehouse and have employees and that kind of thing. Or you can just pay a prep center like $1 to $1.50 a unit. So if that difference is worth it to you, obviously, if you're doing tens of thousands a month, it might be. But for my scale, doing a couple million a year, it would only save us maybe. Doing the very rough math in my head, maybe like 10 or 20 grand a year. And that's absolutely not worth it for me to have to manage my own warehouse. Let's see. How do you recommend finding one? There's just a bunch on Google for sure. Let's see. How's the year looking revenue wise? Should be right around 2.5 million again this year. Last year we were at 2.6 million. This year probably going to be a little bit lower in revenue, but hoping for a lot higher in profit. Just kind of focused on cutting some stuff that didn't end up making money and just kind of locking in on extra ways to create margin on the products we're already buying. So you're a new FBA, so you found a couple products. Your concern is that the product images don't match what you have. As long as whatever you're buying and receiving is going to match the expectations of whatever a customer is going to be happy, getting in the mail, obviously you can go for it. I'll sell a bunch of stuff that's like outdated or not outdated, new packaging, as long as like the ingredients and that kind of thing haven't changed. Let's see. Sweet. Cody said scan everything in the store and request approval to see if you can sell them. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Let's see. Fresh out of tamale recommendations for you, Liam. Let's see. Found some products. TJ Maxx online. Can you use the receipts to get ungated? Yeah, as long as you ship it to the same address that matches your seller account. That's key though. Just make sure that invoice has the same info as your account. Let's see. When you say scan in store, what are you scanning with? Yeah, the SellerAmp app. So you'll just scan the barcode to show you how fast the items sell, how much profit there would be selling it, and that kind of thing. It's like the easiest way to learn the bare basics, especially for like a hands-on learner. You can literally just go to a discount store, start scanning things and see, what brands are popular on Amazon, what things, have profit potential and that kind of thing. For sure. I would say like doing retail scanning is the easiest way to make your first, couple $1,000. It's obviously just not going to be the more scalable way. More scalable is going to be obviously buying things online, being able to work and without going to stores and buying 10 of this and 20 of that kind of thing. You can scroll through the page. 10. I've been doing this for like 4 or 5 years. So for sure. So you have products like apparel. You need to have, I'm not sure what you mean. Let's see. If you aren't getting any sales, should you lower your cost to be below the buy box amount? Only if you've been in stock for a little while and you're super confident that your shipping speed is dialed in. So either your FBA inventory has been checked in for a while and you still aren't making sales, or if it was an FBM product, check your shipping template and make sure that you didn't accidentally have it on like 8-day shipping, where obviously no one's going to buy it because they want their stuff in, max like 4 or 5 days on Amazon. Usually they want like prime shipping. See, when you ship your product, how do you get your home address out of shipping from Amazon? You're going to either ship it to yourself and ship it out of your house to Amazon, or you can work with like a prep center. For sure. Yeah, Tamer, if you have like name brand products, then you could reach out to Amazon sellers, but it doesn't sound like that's what you're selling, man. It's not really the same type of business. Is Alibaba good for resale? No, because Alibaba is like unbranded stuff. Alibaba is good if you ever want to like make your own brand. So, buy your own trademark and do your own marketing, create packaging, that kind of thing. If you have like a specific product you want to create. But yeah. Let's see, how many hours a week are you spending as of now on the actual Amazon business? Probably 30 minutes a day, just because I have a lot of it outsourced. But when I was starting to sell on Amazon, it was obviously a lot more than that. So don't get it twisted. Like people will say you can like make passive income on Amazon or whatever. Yeah, for the first couple years of selling on Amazon, I was working at least 25 to 30 hours on top of being a college kid at the time. That was pretty much my my college experience, was go to class, and then when I'm not in class, work on my business. So yeah, it's obviously a lot of work. So don't get it twisted. It's like not work and that kind of thing. But as you scale, you can definitely start hiring people and kind of pulling yourself out of that business. Do you need a business license? I think it depends on your city. Yeah, you need to check like the local law there. I didn't have a lot of that stuff when I started. I didn't have like an LLC or that kind of thing, just because I was like a broke college kid, so it didn't matter. But yeah, absolutely. How much profit do you get in a month? I shoot for 10% net after all the, after all my labor costs and software and shipping and all that kind of stuff. If you're around like 20% gross margin, that'll be pretty healthy. And then you can work a lot more hours and keep more of the margin, or you can spend some of that margin to buy your time back, leveraging employees, prep centers, that kind of thing. Absolutely. Sweet. It's probably a good spot to wrap up for the day. So for all of you guys who are wanting to get more serious about this, make sure on the free class tomorrow night. So on TikTok or Instagram, that's up in my bio up here. If you're on YouTube or Facebook, you can go down here. I'll be live on Zoom for 90 minutes or more tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern, sourcing products together, answering your questions, getting ungated, everything you need to know to make some last minute Q4 money, and then take advantage of everything in the new year. So yeah, appreciate all you guys popping on and asking questions, hanging out